Funny story. All I had to do was show these deer my PSE bow and they just tipped over. If you want the same thing to happen to you, I want to make it easy. PSE giveaway. All you gotta do, like, subscribe, comment to be entered in the giveaway. Simple enough. You want to be cool? You want a PSE? That's all you gotta do. Habitat season, it's here. Sure, it could be timber stand improvement. Sure, it could be food plot planning. Sure, it could be a lot of these things. That's not what I'm talking about today. It's something that 95% of you aren't doing. And this isn't going to be some little tricky video, some clickbaity video where like, oh, it's something small. Like, you should be doing this, make your property 100 times better. Like, this literally is my favorite habitat improvement and nobody's using it. And it makes a huge, huge difference as far as creating habitat goes. And if you want to kill more mature bucks, if you want to see more deer on your property, if you want to have a better hunting property, you need to be using this. So there's a lot of things we can do this time of the year. Before we go through and do any of these improvements, we got to understand our property. You got to ask yourself the questions, are you truly qualified to understand your property to a T? And now, thankfully, you probably have more experience on your property than somebody else that might come in. But if you don't, and you're looking for that edge, that second pair of eyes, that second opinion on a property, because you're just so used to looking at a property a certain way, call somebody up. I mean, obviously, we do these visits and stuff like that to properties, but so do other people that might be quality. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. Obviously, we put as much time and effort into client visits as we can because I take personal pride in every property I go to. It's cool to hear back from people, and get those pictures of their kids shooting their first deer and them shooting this Boone and Crockett deer and them shooting this big 10-pointer or wherever you are in the country. The standards are always different, but understanding your property is super, super important before we go and we make any habitat management improvements. The timber stand improvement, especially, we've talked about that. We've heard some horror stories. Guys, don't go cutting timber if you don't know what's going on. But I'm going to break down today a scenario in which I'm going through on one of my properties right now and how I'm going to basically be accomplishing the projects that I'm going to be accomplishing and get the most out of my property as quick as possible. A lot of times we do these improvements, it takes years to see the improvement take place and actually be beneficial to the property. So with that being said, I'm going to explain kind of the process that I'm going through. And in fact, we're going to show you guys on a given property that I have in the Buy Dirt, Build Dirt series that we have coming up. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are, because we're going to be like in the field showing you how we're doing stuff, when we're doing it, why we're doing it. And then maybe you can try and create, this game plan on your property. Because if we just talk about stuff in YouTube, it's a lot of generalization sometimes. And it doesn't mean that it's right for your property. So if you can see it implemented in person, maybe you can decipher whether it's usable on your properties. And we will be doing that. But so the current situation that I'm in is looking to do some timber stand improvement on a property, as most people are this time of year. Maybe you're going in, you're doing your hinge cutting. Be careful. You're hack and squirt. You're knurling. You're logging. Your clear cuts, your select cuts. You're doing all these things. And the thing about that is, when we do these cuts, you don't really see the maximum benefit until about year 3. You don't get the regrowth. Let's say the whole point of timber stand improvement is to open up the canopy and allow sunlight to hit the forest floor. Okay. Once the regeneration starts, great, we're starting to create habitat. But there's something you can do to expedite that process. Prescribe burning. If you are not burning on your property, you're missing the 8 ball. You are behind the 8 ball. You are late to the game. You're screwing yourself over as far as having more success quicker. Why do I say that? Let's think about it this way. Let's say you go through and you have your property logged, whatever, clear cut, select cut, whatever you do, even the other timber stand improvement methods. The whole goal is to create regeneration at the ground level and hopefully, have that take over fast enough so that there's quality habitat on your property, which means the deer spend more time on your property. So in order to expedite that process, if we go through and we burn all of the duff and all of the leaf litter off of the forest floor so that it's down to the dirt and there's a good natural seed bed for the regeneration of woody browse and all these other natural native species that are in the seed bank that have been dormant for years, that have just been waiting for sunlight to hit them to regrow, like now that can take place. Otherwise, if it's sitting under 3 inches of leaves from years and years and years and years past, and hell, some of you have never burnt your property. And some of you are deathly afraid to do it. And I'm going to tell you how to do it too, so that you don't even have to do it. You can get somebody to do it, hopefully, for you. But going ahead and removing that leaf litter will expedite that process dramatically. Maybe it would have taken 3 years for beautiful growth to take place. Now maybe it only takes 2. Maybe it takes, a year, a full growing season, and another half of a growing season, depending on when you get that burning done. And so basically doing this will expedite the process. So how do you get this done? How do you, Brad, I've never prescribed burn in my life. I've never done any of this stuff. Well, there's resources out there. You know, there's certain things that you should be looking for, perfect times of the year in which you should be doing that. And we'll get into that into another video. But my little go-to trick is calling up the local fire department. I'm thinking about one of the properties that I have right now in rural America. There's nobody close. There's nothing going on there. But there are always local fire departments that are looking for training opportunities. And quite honestly, they're lacking funding a lot of times for the equipment that they want and need. So they may not charge you, but you absolutely should if you're willing to have these people out and come make your property better. And it is better for habitat and better for the ecosystem and better for these, you know, for the overall picture. Because let's think about it from a natural standpoint. These natural disasters have happened over the course of decades and years and centuries. Anyway, tornadoes, regeneration starts. Fire, wildfire, regeneration starts. It's this up and down, constant, you know, up and down of habitat improvement. But anyway, going back to this, make a donation. Make a donation. That's what you can get away with doing sometimes, is making a donation to these local fire departments. And, you know, do what you can. I'm not telling you how much to give them. Don't give them $100 and expect them to come out and burn your 100-acre property. It's kind of a kick in the butt if you had to ask me, but nonetheless, it is a way to get a prescribed burn done on your property by people who know how to do it, know how to handle it, have the right equipment. So, you know, if you do it right, you can do it on your own, but if not, there are people that can help you, and that's how I would recommend doing it. So with that being said, guys, if you are looking to make improvements to your property and you truly want to make it a better whitetail destination, that is how you should be doing it. Okay, that's what you should be doing. You should be prescribed burning, period, even without logging, but especially after some sort of timber stand improvement. If we just keep doing it under mature canopy, we're actually probably hurting ourselves. But nonetheless, it's better than not doing it at all in a lot of cases. So if you guys like these tips, you like these videos, you like all these topics we talk about, like, comment, subscribe. We got some cool series coming up, and you're going to want to see what's going on in those series. You're going to be able to learn a lot more in person, you know, on the hoof, in the field type information. So if you like this stuff, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.